It's not often that we typically don't talk about movies prior. I mean, we talk about movies.
You're right. 180 episodes. This is the 181st. We rarely talk about movies.
Yeah, we're going to talk about movies this week. No, we don't talk about movies in advance.
Oh, no.
Because we want to save this. Now, Twister's an interesting one because Twister's come up on the show before. We've talked about Twister. We've referenced it as a good movie.
And now I would say by we, I would say you. Not that I'm getting into semantics, just that. Well, I'm giving my cards away. I had never seen Twister, so I just wanted to clarify.
Oh. Okay, I really didn't know that, and that's okay.
I maybe played into some of your statements that I've seen scenes, but never from beginning to end had I seen the whole film. Well, and it's
Helen Hunt and it's Bill Paxton.
Right.
You know, it's Amblin Entertainment. Like, you know, it's 1996. What more? But okay. But I don't think I've seen this film prior to watching it this week.
Okay.
I was trying to figure it out. 15 years is not an exaggeration. It could be more.
Oh, wow.
But it's easily 15 years. This is the first adult viewing of this movie.
Like, as in there were some deleted scenes that were racy, or like just as an adult, this is the first time you had seen it?
This is the first time I've seen it through the eyeballs of an adult.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
And I mean, as just speaking generally, when a person watches a film that they've either grown up with or cherished, that can either be a terrifying moment where you go, ew, and it doesn't hold up, or it can be a gratifying moment where you go, no, this wasn't just me, imagining it, reimagining it. Like when I watched it, it holds up for reason X, Y, Z. So it can just be somewhere in the middle, I suppose, too. But I would say mostly it's either polarizing on either end.
Yeah, or there's that third option where, like, I watched when we did Avatar, and I was like, look, I still don't love this. It's really overhyped. It is really overhyped.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think I hate this movie. I think I hate the hype. And for a long time I just thought I hated Avatar. And I'm like, I don't hate Avatar. Yep. Is it a over-budgeted Pocahontas remake? Absolutely.
Sure.
But it's groundbreaking and it's revolutionary and it's not it's well acted. The action is good. The visuals are stunning. So I'm like, I don't hate this movie. I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of hearing it. Right? It's like a parent. You're like, I'm sure Paw Patrol is a great friggin' show.
Well,
but if I hear Paw Patrol one more time, if one more time I walk past the living room and Peppa Pig is on the damn TV, I'm going to lose my shit.
Peppa Pig ages well. Season 3 really hits.
It's a great show. It really is. It really is. Hello and welcome.
Welcome to the Movie Men podcast. I am Peter. That is Brady.
Mm-hmm.
And we are here today to talk about an episode of we're here to talk about a movie rather than an episode. I don't know what I'm talking about. We're talking about...
stick to the teleprompter. Come on.
Stick to the teleprompter. We continue our journey back in time. So we go year by year, pick some movie options. We let you guys vote. And this week, Twister came out on top in our 1996 vote. The first of a few 1996 votes.
Yeah, and here's a question for you, Pete.
Yeah.
Was it close?
In my heart, it was.
It was. Earlier on in the week, so you do the tallying of our votes.
Oh yeah.
And earlier on in the week, you're like, a couple days I'll tally it up, and I was like,
why?
Why bother? It's like obviously Twister's winning. Like, are you seeing what I'm seeing? And you're like, I wouldn't be so sure. And I was like, why? And you're like, well, because what was the movie?
So, okay. Let me just break down the field for everyone. So, the options were Twister, obviously.
Yeah.
The Rock was in second.
Yeah, it was The Rock. Okay.
And then the other options were Romeo, Juliet, Jerry Maguire.
But in the second, in second by half.
Yes. Yep.
Like
Yep.
Like if this is a 10-mile race, The Rock was halfway through, as it was at mile 5 when Twister got the finish, you know.
So
it's just funny because you were like, and I was like, am I missing something? And I genuinely started, and I thought, oh, this is an interesting psychology thing. I love psychology, and I love the way our brains work and how our minds, you know, the tricks that the world plays on our mind, and how, you know, like our eyes can play tricks on us because our brain sees things and like corrects it to be wrong, but what our brain starts incorrectly filling in gaps, and it actually changes our what we're seeing. Anyways, so I love stuff like that. And so when I was so sure, I was like, oh, this is clearly in the bag. Like within a few hours of posting these votes, I was like, oh, geez, okay. All right, let's do this. And then you were like, I don't think this is anywhere near over. Like this is neck and neck. This is tight. And I'm like, and so then I started to doubt myself. I started to like in like a not in like an upset with myself way, in a genuinely really fascinated way.
Yep.
Because I was like, interesting. Do I have such a bias for wanting Twister to win this that I'm ignoring the facts? Was I ignoring the facts, Pete?
Well,
like when you came to me the other day and you were like, okay, I have the official results. Was that your tail between your legs I saw, or was like what?
Let me pull the curtain back a bit and explain what happened. So the reason we have so many votes, first and foremost, is there are so many good films that we perceive that are good from 1996.
Bitchin' year. It's a bitchin' year.
Yes. Like you and I have a lot of vote options that we wanted. We've got a lot of Patreon input from other vote options. So the point is there's a lot of good films to choose from. And this one, for me personally, hit. Because I looked at all 4 and I was like, usually in vote options, there's like one that it's like, okay, I would like that one not to win, and I'm okay with the other ones. This one, the Twister was the least one that I wanted to watch, but they were all 4 of them ones that I wanted to watch. Like
just because you hadn't seen it, and so it was the most of like wild card where you're like, I don't know, I might not like it.
Yes, and I think just personally, I've been wanting to rewatch some of the other ones, so that's kind of why.
Right.
But it was
I've never seen The Rock.
Clear across the board. I was like, every single one of these I want to win, and none of they all can't win, so this just sucks. But
And what were the other 2 options? The Rock, Twister,
Romeo, Juliet, and Jerry Maguire.
And Jerry Maguire. So I've seen. I think they showed us. I think some soon to be fired, anyways. 4th grade teacher showed us Romeo and Juliet.
Sure.
Because that is not the. I think we were studying the story, like we'd done the story, and they're like, here's a couple of different variations on it. This one has exploding gas station shootouts. And so I'd seen Romeo and Juliet. I have not seen Jerry Maguire, and I have not seen The Rock.
Right.
So I really the only one that I wanted to win this was Twister.
Oh, clearly. And I just want to pull the curtain back a little bit more here. The reason I wanted The Rock to win was if the listener had listened to our Con Air episode, which they should. It was a good episode. We had a bit of a banter going back and forth, and you almost like word for word in the synopsis of The Rock described what the plot is of The Rock describing Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery. So part of me just wanted to watch that with you and just delve into that. Part of me wanted to watch The Rock because, shout out to Daphne, friend of the show, she wanted your Sean Connery accent to make a return, and that would have been a perfect excuse for it to come back.
And I considered, like, just now, I considered briefly, I was like, I should just do it. I should just do it. And then I'm like, no, the Scotsman has got to earn it. We need to. I'm confident that someday again he will be featured in a film that we review. I don't know what the hell film that would be.
I'm sure it will happen someday.
But yeah,
I really wanted Romeo and Juliet because obviously the Shakespeare aspect, but Leo was pretty heavy on that motivation. And
don't you look at it though and you just go, I look at a film like Romeo and Juliet and I'm like, yeah, but Juliet's not played by Kate Winslet, so
yeah.
so I don't buy the romance. Like I buy
one half of it.
Yeah, I don't buy Leo in any romance if it's not with Kate Winslet.
I usually tape a picture of Kate Winslet on the television screen and superimpose it over the other actor's face. But
doesn't matter what movie you're watching.
Yeah, The Revenant
Avengers Endgame. The part when Rose shows up.
Instead of a bear being in The Revenant, it had like Kate Winslet's face taped on a bear. Super weird. And the last one, Jerry Maguire, I just wanted to watch because it has Tom Cruise and more like I feel like the listener is just right here with us, pulling the curtains back so much. I DM'd Emily Mader and I was like, hey, you do what you got to do, but if there's no other options, just always keep in mind there's a film with Tom Cruise and you could use some voting power to vote in Tom Cruise. And she said, no, son. Twister. And I was like, whoa, I didn't realize I don't think I offended her, but I came close.
Did she vote? Yeah, she voted.
She sure did. Yeah.
Okay.
All of her votes went to Twister, I'll say that.
Yeah. Yeah. See, and that's we'll get into this, but I Twister's interesting because it's one that we've looked up where it doesn't have a low Rotten Tomatoes score, but it doesn't it's hard to find someone who will say, and maybe you'll be that someone today, I don't know. But it's hard to find someone who just flat out says, ugh, Twister, ugh. And so I'm surprised it doesn't have, like, it's the type of movie that you expect, the time that it is, the movie that it is, who's in it. Like, you just expect a Rotten Tomatoes score of like 80 plus. And I think it's in the 60s. I don't know, and I haven't. Okay. But it's like it's low enough that like almost half the people who watch it don't like it. I just don't know where those people live because I don't encounter them on a day-to-day basis.
On a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Cool.
Can we do? I was thinking about this today. Can we do first impressions like from now on, like just as a part of our podcast, unless someone's like. Like I really want to show my hand in a specific order here. But can we just like I'll just tell you, 30 seconds of what I think, first impressions.
Yeah.
And then you can do it. And then we kind of unpack it from there. That way, even though we're already 13 minutes in, the listener kind of gets an idea.
What's going on.
What they're in for.
My only question would be pre or post trivia will we do this?
Post. Yeah, trivia first.
Okay. You know what time it is, kids?
I
got 2 questions for you today. Okay.
Wow. That's 100% more than usual.
Well,
sometimes. Yeah.
I would like you to take our 4 voting options and rank them in order of worldwide gross.
I don't know why, but I wanted you to be like, I want you to take our 4 voting options and rank them in the order of what my great aunt Barb thinks is like.
What?
Just something I couldn't possibly, like some metric that I would have no way.
I would like you to tell me How many fingers I'm holding up?
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Okay. Worldwide gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, Tom Cruise. Is Tom Cruise big at this point? Sean Connery's big at this point.
Yeah. Tom Cruise.
Sean Connery has Hollywood pull because he's 007.
Yeah.
Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton have Hollywood pull. Interesting Titanic tie-in. We had a Leo film and we have a Bill Paxton film.
Oh baby.
And Sean Connery. So there's
what?
Yeah, I don't know. And so isn't that who plays Captain Smith? No. Okay. Can you imagine? It would have worked. It would have worked.
It would not. No, it would not. No, I'm calling
the ship's coming from Belfast. It was made in Belfast. Like, that's just a hop, skip, and a jump.
Oh, you know what I'm picturing? So, in like literally every Sean Connery Bond film, it ended with him like floating off in a boat with a woman, and like sex was just implied.
In a lifeboat, having sex in a lifeboat, like floating away,
floating off in a lifeboat with like women in his arms, and everyone else is like, "Yo, what the heck?" Like he just bailed on us.
Yeah, what a douche. Okay. So Bill Paxton, they have pulling power. I don't think. I mean, Leo's been in stuff. He was in What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Oh yeah, yep.
He's done a few things, but this is pre-Titanic.
Yes, just pre. Yep.
Just pre. But remember, so Titanic's not out, so not everyone's in love with Jack yet. And not only like Titanic is in the hopper, people know it's coming, but this is a film that nobody believes in. Nobody thinks Titanic is going to succeed as a film. It's over budget, it's delayed, nobody cares. Right? And it's James Cameron. It's the guy that gave us Terminator and Terminator 2 and some Aliens 2, Aliens 3, one of the Aliens movies, who's now doing some romance story that happens on a boat. Like what? Like nobody's really into this. So I don't think the Leo one would be that high. What year is Top Gun?
80s, 1984 or 6.
Okay, so Tom Cruise has pull.
Oh yeah, and I think
people know him like Tom Cruise.
I think Mission Impossible was also around this time too. So he's got some clout. He's around.
Twister might have pull because Twister is, if it's 19, and we'll talk about how the special effects have aged. But if it's 1996 and you see a trailer for this movie and you're already kind of in, like, do you know what I mean? This seems like a spectacle of a film. You've got Steven Spielberg as a producer.
You do, yeah.
Okay. I don't feel super confident about this.
That's all right.
I am actually going to put, the only one that I feel remotely confident about is that I'm going to put Romeo and Juliet in the number 4 slot.
Sure.
Because I don't think the star power pull is there yet. I think it's a little too weird of an idea, right? Like it's Romeo and Juliet. Who cares? They all have guns. It's like some street gang bullshit. Like no, like I've seen it. I think it's a good movie, but on paper, even I don't care. Even I go, that sounds bad. I don't want to watch that. Like that sounds stupid.
Right.
It reminds me of it feels like Crank with Jason Statham back from like 2002 or whenever Crank came out.
Right.
So I'm going to say at the bottom in the number 4 slot is going to be Romeo plus Juliet.
Yep.
Next, I'm going to say The Rock.
Okay.
Because I don't think action movies typically, it's the 90s. Maybe action movies don't have as big of a, well, I don't know. But I think Sean Connery is already older at this point. Like what year is Hunt for Red October?
Oh, I actually not sure. I think it's probably around this time, maybe a bit before.
So like Sean Connery's still on the scene. He's predominantly on the scene, but he's also and he is James Bond, but he's older. And then I really don't know, like, as awesome as he can be and how he's become kind of like his own, whatever. I really, like, I don't know how much box office pull Nick Cage really has. Like, he's got the people who are excited, who are going to own the DVD because it's Nick Cage.
Right.
But I don't know that, like, people aren't going out in droves to see it. So I'm going to put The Rock in number 3.
Sure.
I'm going to put Jerry Maguire in number 2 because I think Tom Cruise does have that pull. He does have that star power.
Okay.
And I haven't seen Jerry Maguire, but I assume it's a rom-com.
Somewhat.
Yeah, okay.
Drama.
But it's drama, comedy, whatever.
Maybe more drama than comedy, but romance.
Okay.
We got
romance, drama thing. Who's the female lead?
Oh,
who's the love interest?
Yeah, I'll look it up. It is someone who's famous. I can't remember her name. I'll look it up. It's not Helen Hunt, that's for sure.
No, well, no, few are. And
Renee Zellweger.
Oh, Renee Zellweger. Okay. Yeah, and she was big in the 90s. So I mean, my number 1 and number 2 slot could flip-flop. I'm banking that Twister's number 1 only because, and I could be wrong. Yep. Twister could be the lowest position and it could just be like a cult classic.
Sure.
But I'm banking it on the notion that it's Amblin Entertainment, right? The people who brought you Jaws, the people who brought you E.T., the people who brought you Indiana Jones. With Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton, and maybe not a super well-known at this point, but a young, dashing, and just really drives home that what an incredible and diverse is the word I'm searching for. What a diverse performer that Philip Seymour Hoffman was.
Yes, that's true. Yep.
Oh my goodness. Like you compare his performance in this to who he was in Patch Adams. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, yeah, it's day and night. But I think the trailer, and I haven't seen a trailer. I've never pulled up a trailer for Twister on YouTube, so it could be a shit trailer. But I'm banking that people saw some of the special effects, some of the visual effects, which again, I think not all, but some of which hold up today. Some of which are still incredible. So you do that. It's 1996. I don't know. I have to think that people were getting excited about that. So I'm going to go number 4, Romeo plus Juliet. Number 3, The Rock. Number 2, Jerry Maguire. Number 1, Twister. Cool. Assuming this is like theatrical box office. And not like what it's done in years since, home video sales and shit
when the
like
HD DVD was released.
Yeah, we're gonna re-release Jerry Maguire in an 8K blue. Why?
So
that's the film that needed it.
I'll give you. That's pretty good. You got the first and the last. So Twister was the first or the highest. Romeo and Juliet was the least of this group. You flip-flopped them. So Twister was number 2 overall, like worldwide that year. The Rock.
Wow.
The Rock was number 4.
What was number 1? Do you know?
Independence Day.
Oh yeah, okay.
Which I mean, yeah.
Jeff Goldblum, Will Smith.
Oh, yeah. What you gonna do, right?
Yeah. Aliens. Yeah.
Twister was number 2 overall. Rock was 4 overall. Jerry Maguire was 9 overall. So those 3 did crack the top 10, and then Romeo and Juliet did rack in 147 million. So like nothing to sneeze at, but it was not in the top 10.
Yeah. Is that adjusted for inflation or it made that much in 1996?
I think that's how much it made in 96.
Yeah, that's
so yeah.
That's a bunch of lunch money there.
If someone gave me that much money in 96, I wouldn't say no.
As opposed to now where you would say take a hike.
Listen, bud, I've got standards.
I look at me.
My second question.
I get a trillion benefit, jerk. I don't need you.
My second question is Tom Hanks related.
Isn't every question you've ever name one question you've asked me that isn't somehow Tom Hanks related?
Dang right it is.
Okay.
So Tom Hanks,
like, literally, I can tell you how every single movie in this category is Tom Hanks related. I can. Twister, Helen Hunt. Helen Hunt was in Castaway with Tom Hanks.
Sure. The Rock,
and then The Rock, Jerry Maguire, and Romeo and Juliet are all worse than the worst Tom Hanks movie. See, they're all connected.
Wow, my mind is blown. You got me.
Yeah, I'd rather sit and watch Turner and Hooch than any of any of those.
Let me get this question out so we can get to the movie. Tom Hanks, he was the original role for Bill Harding for James Paxton's role.
Oh, I don't like it.
He was the original one. He obviously did not end up with the role, and I'm going to give you some options. Why did he not do it? So the first option was that he was poached by the producer Steven Spielberg for his upcoming Saving Private Ryan project, which
I have a guess.
Which had a conflicting schedule.
Oh no, that guess is wrong. Oh. What year's Castaway? Castaway's 2000 something. Okay, yeah. Never mind.
Yeah. Second option is Tom Hanks read the script and just said, this isn't for me. And the third option is Tom Hanks and would-be co-star Helen Hunt did not get along at the time. Emphasis on at the time as they were together in Castaway.
Yeah. Is Castaway their first film together?
Ooh, I assume so. Nothing jumps out to me that says...
Because I'm just wondering, like, if you have, Hollywood's one of those things, like, unless someone's a real dick at a party, if you haven't worked together, why would you have beef with each other? The Saving Private Ryan thing, I think, is a little, I don't know, because it's Spielberg, but Spielberg's also a producer on this, and so he does have invested interest in this film doing well.
True.
I think he just read it and it wasn't for him. Like, I think it's the 90s. It's late 90s. Mm-hmm. Tom Hanks can do pretty much whatever he wants. He's got Toy Story under his belt. He's got, which is, Toy Story is like, yeah, everyone loves Toy Story.
Oh, yeah.
He's got Big. He's got Turner and Hooch. He's got, like...
Sleepless in Seattle.
Yeah. You've Got Mail was out already.
Yep.
Yeah, so like Tom Hanks can do whatever he wants at this point. He's gearing up to do Saving Private Ryan. He's already thinking about not eating anything so that he can be in Castaway. and I think he probably just read it and thought, this isn't for me. And I agree. I agree with him. I'm like, looking at who Tom Hanks was in the 90s, even him and like, anytime I watch Saving Private Ryan, he kind of feels out of place to me.
Really?
And I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm just like, it's very... Whereas the rest of the film, like, Matt Damon, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this is Matt Damon, but whatever. Mm-hmm. But everyone else in the movie, I buy it. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, like, these are all soldiers during World War II. And then every time Tom Hanks is on the screen, I'm like, oh, it's Tom Hanks. Like, he doesn't convince me, really. So anyways, that's neither here nor there. But I think he just read it and he was like, this is not the film I want to do next.
Sure. Woo! That's it. So he read it at the time and he was actually pretty committed. He picked the wardrobe for the character, which actually ended up sticking with Bill Paxton, sorry. And eventually Tom Hanks just said, it wasn't what I was trying to do with my career. It is a
Tom Hanks wardrobe.
He said, this wasn't what I was trying to do with my career at the time, being an eccentric man with a bit of a southern flair. Just, he felt it wasn't him. So he went to his co-star from Apollo 13 and suggested that Bill Paxton would be perfect for the role. And that's the direction Apollo that they 13. Went. Yeah.
And what year did Forrest Gump come out?
Was it 1993? It's early 90s.
See, Tom Hanks is not pining for any job.
Oh, no.
In the late 90s. Tom Hanks even now he's not. Tom Hanks do whatever the hell he wants. Like literally, he doesn't need a gig.
Right. No.
So. Cool.
All right.
Cool. All right, first impressions. You ready?
Let's do it.
There are some visual effects in this film that didn't age perfectly.
Sure.
But there's very few. Like, I think I'm hard pressed to find a visual effects shot in this movie that I look at and go, okay, that just looks plain bad. Some are a little dodgy, and there's one or two continuity errors that only I think only someone like me sees, because I watch films differently.
Sure.
Right? I watch it with a film critic eye. But if you factor in the story, the action, not just the action, but like the intensity, the suspense that have you on the edge of your seat, the incredible soundtrack, the cast, and a romance that feels right, is never like, they're not cramming it down your throat. You buy it. It's believable. It's there, which adds some depth to the story. But it's never like, oh, okay, we've lost sight of the point of this film, and now it's just about these two mushing on each other. If you take two continuity errors out of the way,
sure,
and you touch up one or two special effects, literally just a couple, so that they're, maybe more modern, this might almost be a perfect movie. In its execution of knowing what it wants to be, understanding what the film is, right? It's a film about this fictional technology that they are trying to, because really the whole movie takes place over, I don't know, 36 hours? Right?
Very short amount of, like a
very
day
short period
maybe
of time.
Two. Yeah.
Maybe like 24 hours. Because it's like and the sun's just kind of coming up when it's like 24 hours, man.
Yeah.
And I think it might be just about a perfect movie. And belongs, had we done this episode prior to doing our top films, I think it would have cracked the top 10.
Really?
Yeah. What are your thoughts, sir? Having never seen it before.
Having never officially seen it from beginning to end, it's interesting how sometimes our opinions can be so in line, and yet sometimes they can just be so polar opposite. I watched this film, and it fell into the bad category for me. Not mixed, but bad. And I, usually I'm a sucker for, like 90s electric guitar soundtrack.
Yeah.
And just like, heavy Dodge product placement, like just like everything that just screams 90s, plaid shirts on Bill Paxton, sorry. Like all these things. I'm like, okay, I've got an ear for this.
Yeah.
Just nothing about it flowed seamlessly for me. And
oh my goodness.
I think what worked against it, and let me explain it, and I'll just say that it's fair. Like, I didn't hold this film in unfair judgment. But when I look at if I'm sitting at a movie night, this is a good way to explain it. If I'm sitting at a movie night saying, guys, what 90s film, should we watch a 90s disaster film with Bill Paxton in it? Should we watch Titanic or should we watch Twister? It's always going to be Titanic.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Kids, should we watch a 1990s lost love film? Should we watch Twister or should we watch Castaway with Helen Hunt? Let's go Castaway. Sure. So when I look at all these kind of comparables to like 90s things with actor carryover or plot carryover, just for me, time and time again, I'm going to go with what are in my books the gold standards. And this film just didn't really hold its own weight for me. And I made a pros and cons list, and the cons is considerably longer. And
wow.
Yeah. Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. It didn't please me like I was hoping it would. This
just became a really long episode. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm. Wow. Okay. I don't know. I lost my footing. Yeah. Okay. I mean, so,
do you want me to list some of the cons to get some context for you, or do you want to tell me reasons that it's good? Like, where do you want to?
Just let me. Like, I'm just taping the gauze in place over the Neosporin. Okay. Yeah. Start with your pros. Tell me what you do like.
Sure. Ooh. I guess, to summarize it, they're all kind of scattered, but what they have in common is the actors, and some of them being kind of peripheral actors. So obviously, I thought Helen Hunt was good. I thought Paxton was good. I thought, sorry, is it Philip
Seymour Hoffman?
Hoffman. I thought he was great.
What's his face? Carrie, the guy that plays
Princess Bride.
Yeah, the Princess Bride, Liar, Saw, Carrie, whatever is, I can never pronounce his last name, but he's in it. He's good.
Carrie Ells. So here's what I'll say. I liked the main actors that I just mentioned. I liked some of the side actors, like part of Paxton's crew. There's some side actors. There's actually quite a few, like 2 or 3 from that were lost characters as well. So that was kind of fun. I thought they were all good. Actually, I thought, so Dr. Jonas Miller is the guy who plays Wesley in Princess Bride. Right. His name is Jonas. Carrie Elwes. Yeah. You just referred to him. Apparently, Alex Baldwin was kind of a potential to have played that character.
Weird. This was almost a Tom Hanks, Alec Baldwin movie.
I think if Alec Baldwin had been that character instead, not only would I thought it would have been a better role, but I think I may have liked the film a bit more. I like that actor.
1990s Alec Baldwin.
I love me some Princess Bride, but just something about that character really felt like a awkward, clunky side bit to me. It seemed
right.
It seemed almost distracting. Like in a film where you've got a strained love relationship and you've got something as dynamic as just the forces of uncontrollable nature. Those two things are enough to have a great story with. We don't need another thing that, like, hey, we've got this conflicting scientist here who, doesn't respect or doesn't do it for the right reasons. Like, for me, at the end of the day, who actually cares what people's motivations are? They're mad at the guy that he's just doing it for incentives and for money. At the end of the day, as long as someone finds an answer to this problem and we can find a system that saves lives and gives advanced warning for tornadoes, I literally didn't care who found it. So for me, this villain's role just seemed like an added extra complication where I felt like we could have just focused on the forces of nature and their relationship. Huh. So that started as a pro, but I got caught into a con right off the bat.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened there.
All right, I'll wrap this up. This is my last pro because I kind of summarized. It's all just basically characters and actors that I really liked. But the iconic...
Well, it sounds like this might actually be your first pro. But
the iconic cow flying scene, I have to admit, maybe like you've alluded to, maybe some moments of this film, the CGI isn't perfect, but I feel like that is an iconic scene that when it happened, I said, oh, there it is. I've recognized that. I've seen that before. So,
yeah. Okay. Well, okay, let me tell you what I like.
I would love to hear that. I feel like I've broken your heart.
Yeah, so the things I like, the movie, sort of first and foremost there. No, I like... I don't know. Like, yeah. So, I mean, again, it's Bill Paxton. How can you, like,
Sure.
rest in peace. How can you,
Oh, yeah.
how can you, I mean, watching it made me so sad. I'm like, oh God, like Bill Paxton, like what an actor, what a performer. He's good in it. He's fun. Helen Hunt. Oh, she's like, I'm pretty sure this like ignited something in me. You know how like when you're a kid, or you're like a teenager, you'll be like 12 or 13, and there will be a character in a movie. There's an actor's performance in a movie, and you're like 12, 13. You just kind of like, puberty's just kind of showing up. You've got all these like hormonal changes that are happening, and there's some actress or some actor in a film that causes you to like almost have your sexual awakening where you're like, I have a crush on this. I have a crush on this actor. I have a crush on this actress. And this actor or actress is making me see girls in a way that I've never seen a girl before. For me, that was in the movie Casper with Christina Ricci. But I think a childhood crush that I had, or like a teenage crush or whatever, was 1990s Helen Hunt. Like, I don't know, 1990s Helen Hunt, and and maybe not even her, just like the characters that she plays. You're like, they're these strong, independent, stunningly beautiful, charismatic, funny women. And like,
interesting.
I don't know.
I agree, because that's a good commonality, like strong, independent. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So I don't know. So anyways, everything Helen Hunt is in obviously is excellent. And this was no exception. Her role in this. Philip Seymour Hoffman as Dusty is such a funny. He's the comedic relief. He's the on the nose comedic relief, because there's also a lot of comedic relief in this film that is like tongue in cheek and like sarcastic, right? So things like when the house lands on the road and he's like, I think we're going in, and they drive through it. Or the cow, actually, I think that's the same one.
Right.
Or Melissa on the phone with a client. She's like, no, she did not marry your penis.
Right.
Okay, she didn't only marry your penis. Like stuff like that.
Right.
Is they're funny moments.
Funny, light moments, yeah.
Yeah. Aunt Meg. Oh, like you look at Aunt Meg's house and the food that she's making, and like the door is always open atmosphere, and you're just like, I want to be there.
Fair.
Like you're like that atmosphere, that fun, that camaraderie. I want that. The heartache that you feel when her town has been hit by the F5.
Yep.
And everyone goes running, and like Dusty's, and there's this panic. Dusty's like running up to the house and all this stuff. That's crazy. So that's the actors. That is the performances that I love. I love the sound design in this movie. So there's the soundtrack, which I love, and I think it's so great. Like these opening scenes, like after the prologue with Joe's dad, which like what a great plot device to explain her obsession, to give her character depth and why she does what she does, and to paint the F5 as a villain. Not just as a thing, but as the holy grail, but also this demon that she has to deal with, which leads me into the sound design. There is, at times, although it's not necessarily factually accurate, which is fine, because this, and I don't know if the science in this movie is accurate. I don't know. I don't think it matters if it is, because it's not a documentary. if this were a documentary and you were telling me things about tornadoes and the way tornadoes behave, and you were using terms about how we measure tornadoes, and all of that was bunk, then we have an issue. But it's a movie. It's an entertaining. Nobody sits down and watches this and goes, I think Twister is factually accurate, right? Like, maybe it is. Maybe they did their research. I don't know.
Right.
But the wind and the tornadoes in this movie are characters. And it's achieved through the sound design, because there'll be times where they're hiding in a barn, or they're underneath a bridge holding on for dear life, or they're whatever. And there's almost, like, mixed in with the sounds of the wind, there is almost horror, demonic wails, like wailing that's happening in this kind of, like, yes, it's wind, but it's also like this supernatural force. It is this ruthless, like, it turns the tornadoes not into something that is just arbitrary and is happening and it's them versus nature, but it becomes, it makes the tornadoes and the wind and the weather feel more insidious, feel like it's coming for them. And oh gosh, yeah, the sound design's incredible in this movie. I watched it with headphones. Oh, so good. But yeah, so I love that. I love the action. I love the fact that they never stray. They don't need this big, complicated, and then 2 days later, and then in a different location and it follows the same group of people throughout the entire film over the course of roughly 24 hours.
Yep.
During a some sort of weather phenomenon,
right,
that is causing this heavy concentration of tornadoes in one day. And this is their chance. This is their chance to take this device and put it up there. There's a former coworker who's stolen the idea, and he's going to try to do it, and he's the corporate sellout. And the reason why I think the corporate sellout thing works so well is because it really reinforces the homegrown and the nobility of what Bill Paxton's team is doing. Yeah. And then the visual effects. Yeah, some of them don't hold up, but a lot of them do. There's a lot of times where it's just the dust cloud, where it's just the tornado happening, and you look at it and you go, that looks real to me. That looks terrifying, and that looks menacing, and it looks horrific. And I'm not looking at that going, oof, geez, the 90s. Like, I'm looking at that going, whoa, they're close to that tornado.
Right.
So, in a nutshell, I love all of it. But I think those are some specific examples of the things that work so well.
The villainizing of the nature is an interesting point. Like, just, that's an interesting concept that I don't think I would have considered when I finished this film. But in hindsight, thinking about that, I'm like, yeah, that's fair. That is something that I think they set out to do. And that's,
right,
I think, kind of an accomplishment for sure.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. Shit on my childhood. and now my adulthood. Now that I'm an adult and I've watched this movie and I'm like, my God, why did I go so long?
So
why did I go so long without watching this?
Something that, this is a bit of a too far. One leads into the other, but the film started off and it got a little expositional heavy for me. I mean, I think I maybe should give it a bit of a pass just because this is 25 years ago, so the storytelling of the time was maybe like that. But I think I would have liked a more gradual, not slapping you in the face of like let me tell you like these 12 sentences about why this other villain is also doing the same thing we're doing, but why you should hate him. Or let me tell you these 12 sentences of why she hasn't signed the divorce papers, but why he's coming to this. Like there's a lot of just dialogue that didn't seem natural to me, that just kind of put up red flags to me that went, okay, this seems really clunky and awkward. I wish we could have found more subtle ways to just seamlessly start this story than that. But as far as clunky and awkward, a little plot point to me that just doesn't compute. And I guess, well, we can break it down once I tell you what it is. What were Paxton's plans for the day? Like literally he went with his fiance to literally pick up a stack of papers, not do anything else. He went and picked up this pack of papers, and then he and his fiance were going to go off and do whatever they were going to do that day. Like, did they not have actual plans to the point where they're just literally sticking around to like watch all these tornadoes and do this and do that and sleep overnight and go to Aunt Susie's house for steak and eggs, and we're going to chase down the villain who's also doing this for the wrong reasons and punch someone in the face? I just was like, just the reality of like, okay, if this was me, if I was visiting my ex-wife and then she...
This is the first time you've brought her up on the show, by the way. It's the first time you've acknowledged her existence.
I was just like, in this hypothetical, for the record, I don't have an ex-wife. That's okay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But
he has 3.
I'm just saying, in this hypothetical... If I'm picking up papers from someone I've had a domestic falling out with, I'm not going to say, well, I guess we'll just hang out for the day and do some stuff. It's going to be, okay, I guess we're leaving, and I'll call my lawyer and ask what the next steps are. Like, there's something about that I was like, okay, this is a little bit disconnected from reality.
I mean, it's a Saturday or it's a Sunday. I don't know. They don't have, neither of them have a job to get to.
Apparently she does. Like, she's getting phone calls left, right, and center.
Well, I mean, she's a therapist, right? So,
and he's getting ready for his new job as a meteorologist on TV, which he takes flack for.
Yeah, mental breakdowns don't consider banking hours.
Right.
It's, I don't know. I think his motivation is clear. It's established pretty early on that he's not super jazzed about, he's not 100% sold on this marriage that he's getting into.
Sure.
And which is one of the things that makes the romance so beautiful here is Melissa as a character. There's nothing, she's not like, if you sit and you really watch her,
right,
there's nothing wrong with her. She seems like a completely pleasant, understanding as far as she can be.
They don't villainize her. They don't
villainize her at all. Yeah. But having said that,
which they could, which bad films can and do sometimes.
Sure. Yeah,
good point. I'll take that.
They don't villainize her.
Yeah,
which is why it's so incredible that from the moment that Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt appear on screen together, you want this engagement to fall apart. You are like, he doesn't belong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You are a completely lovely, wonderful individual, and we wish you all the best, but your place is not here.
Right.
And it's like, oh, you're just rooting for her to leave. And when she does leave, it's like, it's this relief that now this actual love can be nurtured. But yeah, his motivations for coming along are pretty simple. Dorothy is his brainchild. Mm-hmm. It is his passion. It is years of dreaming and research and blah, blah, blah. And it's his life, right? He left this tornado chasing life, not because he was done with tornado chasing, but because his marriage fell apart.
Right.
And so his heart is still with her. His heart is still with tornado chasing. And today is the day that his dream is going to be realized. And so, yeah. So it makes total sense to me that he follows along. And she has nothing else to do. And what the hell's, like, Melissa has nothing really else to do today. I don't know. They were going to go furniture shopping or something. And what the hell is she going to do? Just take off? Like I don't know. At no point does Melissa think, like, Melissa spends the whole time thinking, okay, we'll be wrapped up pretty soon.
Right.
She doesn't think that it's going to go on as long as, well, neither does Bill. Like, the plan is, well, we're going to hop in the truck. The first time is like, this will take half an hour.
Right.
We're going to hop in the truck. We're going to go do this. Just so that I can, one last hoorah, see the thing that I came up with to fruition. And then there's the stuff with what's his name? The jerk, the douche.
Right. Cary Elwes.
Yeah, but is his character name
Jonas Miller?
Jonas. I knew it was a J. Jonas. Now there's this like, well, that son of a bitch is going to do it before I do. And I think he starts to feel the strings tugging at him with Helen Hunt. And she's obviously still in love with him. She's wearing the damn ring. Mm-hmm. Man. Like, I don't know. I don't struggle to buy the believability of that.
Fair enough. My last thing, this might poke the bear a little too much. You might take offense to this. Some of the love story I was not convinced with. I found it a little bit awkward. I found the tension to be a little bit weird between Paxton and Hunt. I felt uncomfortable at times when they're eating steak and eggs at the aunt's house and Helen Hunt's upstairs and the mother, essentially they're like, hey, he's back, you got a shot at this, and the fiance is still in the house. Like, they are like, it just felt a little weird to me. And then just like awkward tension when Paxton is like strapping on radios and grazing Helen Hunt. It's like, oh, sorry, like just all like the whole tension and romance, quote unquote. There were moments where I was just like, okay, this is a little awkward, I'm not sure. Didn't buy it completely.
Okay. I mean, I think my response to you, Aunt Meg, being, encouraging of going and getting Bill back,
right?
Is I don't know, man. All's fair.
Yeah.
All's fair in love and war, and what is she gonna say? What is she gonna say? Spend your, this guy who you're still technically married to, who you, nothing she says is wrong. He's not holding up his end of the bargain to spend the rest of his life pining after you and die alone and miserable, right?
That's
like,
true.
And so I don't know. And as far as them being a little too comfortable with each other, with Melissa around, we see that Bill's constantly, like when the first tornado goes through and they're like in the truck thing and they get out and they're caught up in the experience they just had while Melissa's hyperventilating over by the truck, and Bill has this like, oh God, like he kind of snaps out of it and he goes, honey, I'm so sorry. Like, and then when she's like, I'm not okay, this is not okay, he's like, oh God, I didn't think, like, I didn't realize, it didn't occur to me, because this is it's not just a group of people he used to work with. He's been reunited with his family. And they've been on dozens upon dozens of adventures together. And I think it's just so comfortable. It's so familiar. And so, a lot of the fun storytelling and a lot of the giving each other looks of affection, that's stuff that probably would have happened even if the two of them had never been romantically involved, because there was that close, tight-knit dynamic. And so I think it's just kind of like it's easy to fall back into that dynamic with her and with the crew, because he probably did this. I mean, I don't know what let's guess their mid 30s, maybe is kind of the age they're supposed to be. Maybe they've been like that for 15 years. Maybe it's 15 years of comfort and routine and living one way that has now not been the case for 12, 16, 18 months. And because we get the notion that this thing with Melissa is rather fast. And so, let's say you've got years and years and years and years and years of this camaraderie with the gang and with like fun stories and shooting cutesy looks at each other and stuff like that. And things ended, but they didn't end so bad that Helen Hunt is done with it.
Right.
And they didn't end so bad that Bill's like not willing to go pick up the divorce papers on his own. Like they're amicable with each other. And so, the 16 months of apart is, do you know what I mean? Like they were married. There's always going to be a connection there. There's always going to be something there. They were married.
Right.
Unless it's like a drunk Vegas wedding. There's something there. There's a reason they got married. And yeah, they fight and they found differences that made it difficult for them to be together. But all of those things that made them fall in love with each other in the first place are still there. But so yeah. Anyways, that's I think Aunt Meg's well within her right because all's fair, and life's too short. Life is too short.
Sure.
To see the person there who you care about and not go after them.
Fair enough.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like leave your family, leave your kids, leave your.
No,
but this is like
not.
this is a very different scenario.
Sure.
They're young. They don't have families.
Just a couple of
He's
young
not like
kids.
he's married to Melissa. They're engaged.
Sure.
Yeah, they're engaged, but they're not married.
Right.
Right. Like the strings between the two of them are pretty limited, all things considered.
Sure.
So cool. Because it doesn't even seem like they're not even living together. It doesn't seem like.
Probably. Yeah,
right.
hard,
because
hard to say.
it's as simple as like, or maybe they do live together, but she is few enough. Yeah. Because he says, I'll see you back home. And she's like, I won't be there, which means she knows that in the next 24 hours, she's able to just pack her shit up and get out. So it's probably his house and she's there with a few things. Maybe was in the process of getting rid of her place or getting rid of her apartment or whatever. But, it's not like they don't have bank accounts to sort out. They don't have a mortgage. They don't have, They're just like, I'll see ya. Goodbye. Are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
0 to 10, Twister. 1996, masterpiece, Twister.
So on my scale, if someone asked me how much effort should they put into watching it, I'd say if they were at a cottage and there was no Wi-Fi and it was raining and there was a VHS of it around, I'd say sure, why not? On a scale of 0 to 10, I gave it a 3 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a little rough on it. What did you give it out of 10?
It's interesting because your scale factors in like, how much would you spend to go see this movie? Or to take the movie in. And I was literally just saying like a week and a half ago that Twister is a movie that, there's lots of old movies that I'd love to go see in the theater again.
Sure.
I'd love to, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Twister, if they announce tomorrow, and I'll tell you what, if they announced tomorrow and it was only in like one theater and it was going to be a 2.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
Twister in IMAX with the IMAX sound, with the wind, the theater that you're in is just shaking because that tornado's blowing through. Holy jeez. I also, I was thinking about this, and I was like, I don't know how you...
Full stop you there. I think if it was brought up to standards of IMAX that it was that intense, I would maybe be curious for the experience just because of the dynamics of what this film is about. So that's a fair point.
I was also thinking this today, and I don't know how... This is the first time I'd ever thought of it, so it's not like a really fully fleshed out thought. Sure. And I don't know. I don't know what you would do. I don't know if it would make sense. But I was thinking about it. I was like, you totally could have done a sequel. And maybe it would have been a mistake. Maybe it wouldn't have been any good. You don't think this one was any good. But
there were some talks about a sequel.
Like, were there?
Yeah. I forget.
Yeah, see, because I'm like, Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt. I'm like, I want to see more of that. I want to see more of Dusty. I want to see more of the gang. I want to see more. Show me more. Like, it's just such a, Titanic gives you something that you've never seen before in that it's such a photorealistic sinking of a massive ocean liner. And I'm trying to think of another example, something that like just a real case study of a world or of a thing that just like, I don't know. Saving Private Ryan, maybe. Saving Private Ryan gave us a modern photorealistic version of D-Day.
Sure.
There's not another movie out there. Other movies out there have tornadoes in them, sure.
Sure.
But there's not a movie out there that makes you feel and understand this part of nature the way this film does. And captures my imagination with it in so many ways. And so I don't know if it's like, I don't know if I need a sequel or if I need like an extended cut with another half hour in it or what. I just want more. I just want, which is partially what makes it feel so great. Like if a movie ends and you're like, don't need any more of that, then the film is not done its job. But this film ends and I'm still hungry. Give me more. Anyways, 9.6 is my answer.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Woo. You did say near perfect, so that does check out.
Yeah, 9.6. And I don't know why 0.6. Like I don't think it makes sense to give it a 10.
Sure.
And 9.9 seems too dramatic.
Right.
So I think I think my heart wants to say 10, but I'm self-conscious and I'm pulling back just far enough so that I feel like people don't judge me. And so that's why I landed a 9.6.
Sure.
Yeah. What'd you watch this week?
Oh, man. Buckle up. I've got a whole slew of things to go over because as the listener might be familiar with, we skipped a week. So I've got so many things that were backlogged. Buckle up. I started going down the watch list of kind of ramping up for the Oscars, so I've watched a few films in that category. I watched The Power of the Dog with Benedict Cumberbatch. Gave it a 6 out of 10. I was a little underwhelmed by it. Had some interesting elements, had some well-talked about elements, but it really didn't hit for me.
So in your opinion, it doesn't deserve the Oscar?
I mean, I haven't watched all the films yet, so maybe if they all suck, maybe it still does just because it's better than the rest. It's hard to say.
Okay. Yeah, fair.
I watched, this is not in the Oscars, but I watched a 2021 film called Wild Indian. It's essentially a drama film about two boys who become men, and they were involved in a traumatic murder, essentially, and how they both kind of adapt and live with it and live with the guilt and whatnot throughout their lives. And essentially just kind of covers the topics of like the cycle of poverty, the cycle of abuse, and different things like that. Pretty tense. I give it a 6 out of 10. I thought it could have done a little bit more with some of the elements that it was dealing with, so it had some things that I liked, just didn't quite do as much as I was hoping for. I continued on in the journey for watching all the Spider-Man films, where I watched the first 2 Tom Hollands, then all the Tobey Maguires, and then I watched the first Andrew Garfield one, then the second one I watched The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Okay, so horrible film. Not a horrible film.
Not horrible. Not great.
Jamie Foxx is not great, but...
Not in this. I liked him more in the modern day film.
Yeah. But...
go ahead. Yeah.
Andrew Garfield's performance when Emma Stone dies. Not only, and the Oscar goes to for that moment.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's so heartbreaking and it makes me cry. And that is the reason, it's that moment that makes me suggest the order that I've suggested. Because what that does to him catching Zendaya.
Right.
Oh. And you understand that had he not caught Zendaya, that would have done him in.
Yeah.
But also when he asks her, "Are you okay?" And she says, "Yeah, are you okay?" And he doesn't say anything. He just kind of he's welling up.
Tearful.
He's fighting back, sobbing.
Yeah.
And he just kind of nods, yeah, I'll be fine. Holy crap, man.
It's something. It is something. I gave this a 6 out of 10. So out of context, I gave the other one a 5. So it was a bit better. Still has its flaws, but Andrew Garfield's decent. I ended up liking the romance chemistry between him and Emma Stone. Don't think it's my favorite, but I don't have any severe problems with it.
He's not a bad Goblin. What do you think of Goblin? He's not terrible. He's different. He's a lot different.
Yeah. I guess if you're breaking it down as Goblin, he's fine. As Harry, I didn't like it. I thought maybe I'm just more liking the James Franco, Tobey Maguire element, but which is based on your understanding though of Harry Osborn is James Franco, is not a comic or animated series or anything based. Okay. Sure. Yeah. In that light, I also finished the Spider-Man series by watching No Way Home for the second time.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, it's so good. I will say I teared up in some of the same parts I teared up. So there's a rooftop scene with all the Spider-Man. I teared up when some of them were building their emotional or sharing their emotional baggage of things that had happened. I literally teared up, specifically to Tobey, but also to Andrew Garfield. And then I did tear up to the Zendaya Andrew Garfield moment. I found that moment impactful in the past, but this time I teared up. When we reviewed it and when it was live, and people should go back and listen to that episode if they haven't, I gave that film a 9 out of 10 at the time. I'm not sure. I might give it an 8 now. It didn't hit me the exact same. I think there's something to be said for watching it cold turkey and then having all those other movies referenced and then getting a bit of kind of jump back from all the films that you haven't seen for 10 or 15 years. When I watched them all sequentially up to it, for some reason it didn't have the same kind of dramatic effect for me.
Well, and there's also just the wow factor, right?
Sure.
We were seeing something we had never, ever imagined we would see.
Carl Eastman's knee can attest to that for the number of times I grabbed it when I was shocked about things that happened. But regardless, if it did drop, it only dropped to an 8, and I'm not even convinced that it's maybe a 9 or it's maybe an 8, but regardless, it's still good.
Okay.
Another Oscar potential film I watched Nightmare Alley. This one fared a bit better. I am a bit of a Bradley Cooper fan. A lot of other star power in here. Visually, I enjoyed what he was doing. Story-wise, I thought it was interesting, and then I also realized it was a remake, so I was intrigued by some of the creative decisions that they did on this. So I gave this one an 8 out of 10. Much more enjoyed it, and I thought it was interesting. The last thing I think I watched, this was a week for wrapping up series. I finished up Star Wars. I think last time we talked, I had finished The Last Jedi. And then this week I watched The Rise of Skywalker. Listened back to some clips of us reviewing it back in 2019. Have a little clip here from us talking about it at the time. I got a kick out of it. Hope you guys do too.
What is your given last name, family name?
Which,
and she's like,
I mean, thank goodness for the expositionally important nosy neighbor.
yes. And,
Hey.
and who, like, where the hell does she live? Because there's
Okay.
nothing else for, anyways.
Hasn't been much around here for a very long time.
Listen,
I've
turn
been-
your
yeah.
music down.
Yeah.
I can hear it next door, you kid.
Yeah,
you
if-
street rat.
If you're moving in here, I hope you're not going to have a lot of parties.
Right. But
I got a kick out of watching it again. Kind of like when I watched Spider-Man No Way Home. I think the glitter has worn off a little bit for Rise of Skywalker for me. I
Right.
absolutely sang its praises at the time. I still think it's solid. Still has some really good moments to it. I'm really loving Kylo Ren in this rewatch. I loved Kylo Ren and his journey. I loved the themes and some of the sounds of this film. I don't think I loved it as much as I did. I came up with a list of all the rankings of the Star Wars I watched this time. I might post it on our Patreon page coming up shortly. Some things have swapped around since our last watch, and I think that's natural as you watch a series that you love throughout the years, and some things change. But regardless, it's still Star Wars, and whether it's The Last Jedi or insert your favorite Star Wars film, it's still a fun journey from 1 through 9. I know a lot of people some people hate the prequels, some people hate the new Disney 3. But at the end of the day, even if you hate it, they all have things that you might hate, but there's also things that you love, and it's Star Wars.
yeah, it's Star Wars. So get
It's
over
Star
yourself.
Wars. Get over yourself. I think that's it. I think that's everything I've watched. What did you watch this week?
I only watched one movie.
What? Oh
Yeah.
man, okay.
Is that true? Yeah. 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 I only watched one movie.
Okay. What was it?
I finished off. We watched the 2022 Scream, the newest
Oh.
David Arquette, Courtney Cox, Nev Campbell, blah blah blah. It was good. Yeah, it was good. We weren't crazy. They always have a twist in them. They always have like a big reveal moment, and this time around, I don't know. It's hard because it's like the fifth one. It's the fifth one, and so you got to keep reinventing it, and you got to keep making it feel like we don't see like the twist is not just a rehash of something they've already done, but still ties back into the original murder from the
Right.
first one. And so like it's tricky. And I don't think we would have. That's one of the last things I would have chose. I had a couple fan theories that I was hoping would play out, but the follow up to this one is coming out next year, and so
Oh wow.
so I'm going to sit on those fan theories because maybe they will still see the light of day.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
cool.
Very cool. And for context, you had watched all the series leading up to that point, so that's interesting.
Yeah, for
That's
over the last
interesting.
month or so. Yeah.
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 Wow, we both
All right.
kind of had a lot of series wraps up. That's interesting.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right, sir. Speaking of wrapping things up,
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We really appreciate it. Love all the support that we got for our vote this week and for giving your say. Thank you for our Patreon supporters. We really appreciate it. If you'd like to join our Patreon, you can check out the links below, help support the show. Thank you to Andrew, to Daphne, to Brenna, to Adam, to Carl, to Emily, to all our Patreon supporters. We really do appreciate it. And for everyone else that isn't quite there yet, a like and a subscribe is always appreciated. Check out our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and give us a good rate and review wherever you can. We do appreciate it, and we love hearing back from you. And until next time,
Which is what? Next week. Next week we're going to be talking about the results of the Oscars.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't think I won.
Didn't know how to tell you. But I'm glad I don't have to. I'm glad you found out.
Just like a Band-Aid.
Rip it up.